to the fucking show.
Hey folks, how you guys doing? As it says, welcome to the fucking show. You goddamn right, folks. Hey everybody, how you guys doing? This is Will Patterson here with Tight In Loose Out. I hope you guys are having yourselves a great day. I am here with my wonderful co-host, as soon as he pops up here, Dynamite Dave Wallencheck. Dave, how is it going, my brother?
Willie, it is going well, man. We finally got some good weather again at 90. I think it was like 91 degrees today.
Ooh,
So,
you guys got some Florida temperatures going on up there, huh?
Yeah, man, I love it. I love it. I love the hot weather.
Yeah, we just got done dealing with a bunch of thunderstorms and stuff like that down here. So I have plenty of stuff to post online about if you got any leaks or anything like that, always feel free to give Reedy Roofing a call. So any of my Florida friends are watching down here, like I tell everybody, no job too big, no job too small. Here at Reedy Roofing, we do it all. And whenever there's a will, there's a way. And how you doing? I'm Will Patterson. Nice to meet you.
Hey, I like that. I like that.
That's my little spiel that I give at whenever I go to these networking events. So people seem to like it. It goes over pretty well. So yeah, so that's good.
And Willie, real quick. Hey, listen, we are up for best radio station in Cleveland. If you guys want to, please, actually, we need you guys to go vote. There it is, www.clevelandscene.com. Vote for Redline Radio underneath People and Places there. Vote for us. We are currently sitting in the third spot, about 115 votes out of first.
I'm sorry. I should be going this way. Go ahead, Dave.
So we are at about 115 votes out of the lead. So let's take over this lead and let's get us the trophy here at Redline Radio and bring it home where it deserves to be, because we built this from the ground up. Nothing was handed to us. Nothing was given to us. Hey, hold on a second, Willie. Hold on.
You go ahead and get it, Dave. You get that damn belt, Dave. You go get that damn belt right there and show them we are the champions. We're the world champions.
We deserve to have not only this title, but the best radio station in Cleveland. So make sure you guys go vote, www.clevelandscene.com. Redline Radio, go vote for us.
That's it, folks. There you guys go. And we also have the wonderful Outlaw Beer. Go ahead, Dave. Take it over.
Outlaw Beer. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, Outlaw Beer is the official beer of Redline Radio. If you guys are looking to try this beer, here's how you can do it. You can pick it up at 3 locations. One being Drug Mart, one being Sheetz, one being Walmart. 30 packs are at Drug Mart. I suggest you guys go try it at Sheetz. For tall boys are $179. And if you want to be in the running for a free 12-pack of Outlaw Light, here's what you can do. Go get an Outlaw Light, take a picture of you with the Outlaw Light, tag Redline Radio, tag Outlaw Beer, and listen, we'll put you in a drawing to win a free 12-pack of Outlaw Light. Who doesn't want free beer?
So I tell you what, I got a plan. I got probably about maybe like 4 30-packs coming up for Classic this year. So we're going to have a nice little tasting around the camp area, so we'll have some Outlaw Beer being thrown around. There's a lot of grubby free beer takers around the campsite. So I'll be sure to go ahead and throw them over some Outlaw Light beer and see how they like it. The people that like the free beer, they really don't complain that much. So I'm sure that they'll like it. But yeah, most definitely we'll go ahead and I'll have one of my Ohio connections stop off at the store and pick me up.
No, Willie, that's not how this is going to work.
Oh,
I am 90% sure I'm coming to the Classic.
Stop it.
If I come to the Classic.
Stop with the lies.
Listen. If I come to the Classic, I'm not going to bring 1, not 2, not 3, but 4.
Oh,
that's 120 cans of Outlaw Beer.
There you go. Okay. All right, folks. You guys heard this, right? I'm telling you right now. Now, I will be up there again on Wednesday of Classic Week, as you guys always know. And I will talk to Lighthouse Lanes also to see if I can do another live. Kind of fumbled the ball last year, did not charge up all my mechanisms and stuff like that. So maybe we can go and we can do the show live from there on Wednesday next year. And we'll just kind of do it how we did last year. We'll just pull people on and we'll just have some fun, and we'll just talk about how great, the Oswego Classic is. So good to see my buddy Ron Vale on here. Good to see you, Ron. Brian Finnegan's on. Good. Thanks for coming on, guys. I appreciate it. Let's see here. So with me wise, I don't have much going on. Let's see here. Work has got real busy. I just got back from a cruise. It's just on a 4-day cruise. That was a lot of fun. That was a networking work type of thing. So, excuse me. Sorry about that. Just a lot of people, some people do not know how to hold their alcohol. Some people do. I was one of the people that did, but I tell you what, though, I just don't drink as much as I used to anymore. I know the older I've gotten, the less I'm drinking now. It's just like, it just doesn't do it for me anymore. Either it fills me up or just, I don't know. And Dave's never been much of a drinker, so he doesn't. I think I've only seen Dave drink maybe 2 beers my whole entire life. So yeah. Dave's going to bring all that outlaw beer up to Oswego. I don't have to worry about any of it being gone. So that is in the safest hands. That is in the safest hands that I've ever put it in anybody's hands in the history of holding beer. It would be putting it in Dave Wallenchek's hands. I'd have to be more worried about him being robbed by somebody.
Well, really, I gotta tell you something. Over the last 5 years, I took up drinking, but I quit November 1st. Of this past year, so I haven't had a lick of alcohol since November 1st.
Well, that's good. That's good. I just had one. I want to say it was Sunday. Sunday was the last time I had something to drink. The thing is, I go to these networking events, and a lot of things that I do, I drink wine now. I'm a wine drinker now. So yeah.
Are you one of them guys that put the wine in a cup and shake it?
No, I'm not. No, I'm not doing it.
Yeah, you're shaking to see where the seeds end
throw
up.
The pinky up now and then, but I ain't swirling it around. Yeah,
come on, they swirl it around.
Dude, you should see these people I'm around, man. This is the God's honest truth, man. If a lot of these people that I run around with, like if they knew Willie of old, they'd be like, what the hell? Like, who the hell am I with right now? So I'm just telling you guys right now, like, life is different for me. That's for sure. So a lot of things have changed. Oh yeah. I'd like to go ahead and thank Mike McVetta. How you like that, Dave? Dave?
Oh, Willie,
how you like that?
Willie, I got one, right?
You did get one.
Hold on.
No, I'm going to keep talking. You go get it. Yes. So I'd like to thank Mike McVetta for my shirt. He gave it to me at Oswego. He said, I got your ass. So Mike McVetta, I want to go ahead and say thank you very much for the hookup on the shirt. Always taking good care of me, man. And, like I tell everybody, Mike McVetta is one of the nicest people that you'll ever meet on this planet. Not at the racetrack, not at the grocery store, but in the, on this planet. I'm telling you right now, the guy is just an all around super, super nice guy. And look at Dave. Congratulations, Dave. Congratulations, Dave. You got your shirt. Yeah, that's awesome. That's really cool.
Listen, funny story about this shirt. So we had Mike on. I messed with him about not getting a shirt. Said, Mike, I need a shirt. This is when I was announcing at Lorraine. I walked through the pits the next week. Guess what? Mike McVetta stops me dead walk. Come here. Here's a shirt for you. Mike McVetta, my guy.
Nice. Good dude. So I just want to go ahead and thank Jim Florido coming through. Really, really, this picture right here means a lot to me, folks. And just came in the mail today. Jim sent this to me. So this is a really, really kick-ass picture right here of me handing the flag off, not last weekend, but the weekend before when I was up there. Jim, thank you so much. I appreciate it. I will treasure that picture for the rest of my life. That will get hung up on the wall here somewhere for sure. So either there or here or wherever. So guys, just stay tuned. I'm going to go get me a picture frame for it and get that hung up here on the wall. So just want to go ahead and thank Jim so much for doing that. So you know what, Dave? Let's see here. What do we got to go? Is it time to pay the bills, Dave?
It is time to pay the bills, Willie.
Okay, let's pay the bills. Then we'll go ahead and we'll go to our race finishes. And then we'll get our guest on here, folks. All right. I know you guys all want to hear about my good sponsors I have out there. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, you are in currently the Fisher Custom Printing Studio. Fisher Custom Printing, where they do that wonderful sign right here behind me. They did that for me. They ship all over the country from coast to coast and even into Canada. Go ahead and give Bethany and Clay a call at 440-371-8424. They do vinyl lettering for race cars. They do the type of tchotchke things for like glass etching. So if you have something cool, a business name you want to put on a cup, kind of like this, they do that type of fun stuff. They also do lettering for businesses. So if you want to know when you're open or closed, you want to tell your customers and put it on the door, get a hold of Bethany and Clay over there at Fisher Custom Printing. Again, 440-371-8424, and let them know that Tied In Loose Out sent you. Get yourself a 10% discount. All right, next one. And we got Lenny Fowler's bush trimming service. Nobody gets in the bush better and deeper than Big Lenny Fowler. Mr. NASCAR modified Lenny Fowler, bush trimming services. Then we got Atkins Glass. Atkins Glass is based out of Sandusky, Ohio. They do all your automotive glass. They're right out there in Perkins Avenue. Their phone number is 419-625-8421. That's 419-625-8421. Atkins Glass, they do all your automotive glass and RVs. So if you guys out there in Sandusky, Lorain County area, you guys need to get some glass done, go ahead and get a hold of Randall and Courtney over there. Let them know that Tied In Loose Out sent you. Get yourself a nice discount. Then we got Coozer by Randy Riskus. He's been making a whole mess load of things. I don't know if you guys have seen the Jim Champagne stuff he's been posting online, but I'm telling you right now, it looks really cool. He's got some koozies coming out. Looks like he's got some, he's got clocks, coasters. I'm telling you guys right now, he's got a lot of cool things. And on top of that, folks, you know what time it is. You got to turn on the Tied In Loose Out clock made by Coozer. So I'm telling you guys right now, go ahead and get a hold of Randy Riskus. Awesome, awesome product that he's making right now. That thing is badass. I'm telling you, that thing is bright. If I turn off the lights in here, you guys will still be able to see me. It is really, really badass. So get hold of Randy Riskus over at Coozer. Let him know that Tied In Loose Out sent you. Then we got Al Miller Racing, Team Gunslinger. Owner of the number 69 350 Super Modified. And I think they're going to be able to finally race this week, folks. We're finally going to have a 350 race out in the Midwest. So congratulations to Team Al Miller over there, Team Gunslinger, Clay, and everybody. I really hope that you guys can go ahead and have yourselves a great season. You guys got yourself a hell of a driver. I love Clay. I love his family. I love his in-law family too. So good luck, everybody out there running the 350 race out in Indiana. I think then they're going down to Shady Bowl on Saturday, which is a very unique track. It's very tricky. Okay, next sponsor. Then we got Lifetime Roofing, Lifetime Expert Roofing Contractors based out of Fulton, New York. Phone number 315-297-4589. If you guys have any roofing issues out there in the Fulton, Oswego area, go ahead and get a hold of Lifetime Roofing. Tell them Tied In Loose Out sent you. I'm telling you guys right now, quality roofing out there. Then you got JC's Custom Woodworking. Nobody plays with their wood better than the big JC. JC's Custom Woodworking, based out of Hannibal, New York. And let me tell you something, guys. He is making some wonderful things. Go on over to JC's Custom Woodworking over on Facebook. He's making planters. He's making cornhole boards. This guy is doing really good work, and he's based right there out of New York. A lot of you viewers are all from the New York area. Give JC a call. I'm telling you guys right now, you won't be disappointed. Then you got Reinhardt Kingsley's Mowing, based out of Oswego, New York. Phone number 315-751-1160. Hey, I'm telling you guys right now, another quality landscaping, mowing out there in Oswego area. You guys need to get a hold of Jason Kingsley over there. He does a really good job. Hell, I even helped him out one year. I came up early to avoid a hurricane down here. Some bitch put me to work. So I got to get a little taste of what the hell he does for the day. So yeah, so go ahead and get a hold of. Plus, he's also a guest on here, longtime friend. I've known Jason for almost 40 years now, and really, really good guy. So help out the locals around there. He's not some big commercial type of company. He's a local guy trying to go ahead and make it out there. So I'm telling you guys right now, go ahead, get a hold of Reinhardt Kingsley Mowing. Then you got Big Jim's Golf Cart Taxi Service. Nobody gets around town like the Big Jim. Big Jim Coloca. I'm telling you guys right now, if you're ever loaded, all right, I'm going to tell you guys a story. If you're really super loaded and you need to get from the racetrack down to the flats, go ahead and give Big Jim a call. I'm telling you right now, nobody gets around town like him because all the girls like the big boys. Ain't that right, Big Jim? All right, next one. And you got Access Mini Storage, safe, secure, dry with low rates. Phone number 315-343-3090. I'm telling you guys right now, get a hold of these people. Not a big corporation, mom and pop type operation. This is the type of companies that keep this country rolling, folks. Get a hold of Access Mini Storage. I'm telling you right now, they will take care of you. Let them know that Tied In Loose Out sent you. Chris Myers says, yo, and I say, yo, right back to you, brother. Then we got Rupert's Party Rentals. Rupert's Party Rentals. They got tables, chairs, tents, bounce houses, dunk tanks. He was a big supporter last year of the campsite out at Classic when we had the dunk tank, when we had all the drivers and myself come participate in that. Get a hold of Rupert's Party Rentals. Phone number 315-532-4304. If you got some type of baptism going on, a bat mitzvah, a confirmation, a first communion, family reunion, 4th of July is coming up. If you're trying to have a big party, need a tent or need some tables and chairs, get a hold of Rupert's Party Rentals. Let them know that Big Will sent you. I promise you he'll give you a discount. I promise you right now. Yep. Based out of Fulton, New York also. So he does all those surrounding areas of Fulton and Oswego area. Then you got Big Chief's Tax Service. Nobody cooks the books like the Big Chief. Big Jim Calacerdo there, been cooking the books for quite a few years. And if you have any taxes going on, especially now, we're after tax season right now. So if you're filing late, go ahead and get a hold of Big Chief there. Tell you guys right now, he'll get you some deductions you never even thought you even earned. Big Chief Tax Service. Nobody cooks the books like the Big Chief. All right.
All right, Willie, that's it.
No, you forgot Big Mike's Double XL Meats.
No, we already did that.
No, we did not do Big Mike's Meats. And you got Big Mike's Meats, folks. All right. Home of the Double XL Tube Steak. Yes. Then we forgot. There's another one too we forgot. Yes.
Big Mike's Meats. Go ahead.
Yep. Big Mike's Meats, home of the tube steak. The tube steak. The tube steak's so nice, you got to say it twice. And based out of Fulton, New York. And then we're missing the pizza one.
Yeah, you were supposed to redo that one and never got it to me, but
the pizza one I didn't have to redo. It was fine.
Hold on.
That was perfect. Yeah.
Hold on. Let me get it here real quick. Let me pull it up here. But go ahead, Willie.
Yeah, but we got Big Mike's Meats here. I'm telling you guys right now. So all that delicious meat that you guys had last year at the camp for Classic was Big Mike's Meats. I'm telling you right now, he was slow cooking, marinating that meat. He was massaging it, with his washed, gloved bare hands. But I'm telling you guys right now.
All right, Willie, okay. I got Catalone's Pizza.
Yep, there we go. Here's my favorite one right here. Catalone's Pizzeria, based out of Hannibal, New York, home of the meatiest calzone ever. All right, I'm telling you guys right now, it's a big, thick, meaty, juicy calzone, all right, that just oozes just gooiness right out of it. So as soon as you go ahead and put your mouth right up to it, there's going to be oozing, just juices flowing right out of that damn thing. I'm telling you right now, you guys are going to love it. Get a hold of Big Zach Catalone and tell him Big Will sent you. All right, Dave. I believe that is all the sponsors for today.
Sponsors for today, that is. I'm sorry, guys.
It's okay.
That one I lost it because it was double up, and then I renamed it something else. So I had to go in real quick and rename it. So nothing like doing shit on the fly.
It's all good. That's why we do it live, Dave. That's why we do it live. All right. So, folks, boy, did I stir some shit up on social media on Sunday. I'm sitting there on the cruise ship. I watched the race live on the cruise ship. You know, even though I'm on the cruise ship, I have a job for you fans out there, okay, to watch what's going on in super modified racing, whether I'm on a cruise ship, vacation, working, whatever. But if there's a super modified race on, I'm going to watch that son of a bitch. All right. So I did catch some shit, but it doesn't matter. I'm going to watch it anyways. But yes, I got text messages from at least 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, probably about maybe 18 people. People are just talking about Mark Shepard says, good choice of shirt today. You like that? Huh? That's my boy. So a lot of people were very let's see here. What's the pissed off about the race and how it came to be. There's two sides of the coin, folks. All right. What was it? A 12-car invert, and the two fastest cars drew 1 and 2. And you know, sometimes you're just going to have that. But I can tell you one thing right now, nobody would have bitched if they'd have drew 11 and 12. All right. I guarantee you that right now. But sometimes it's the draw. I came up with this great idea, and ISMA's using it now, and that's what they should have did. They should have did the top 6, draw the back 6, and the bottom 6 draw the top 6. That's my opinion. Okay, so but it is whatever it is. I know they do the whole money one situation and how that all works out. So you know what, it should be different next week. I hope to God it's different next week. When I seen the lineup come out and I seen that Otto Sitterly was starting on the pole and DJ was starting outside, I said, well, this might be a battle for the lead for the next 70 laps, or one of these two are just going to check out and run away from it. Well, it just so happened to be Otto was the one that just got to check out. DJ a couple times was sniffing around there, getting a little close, you know, but I don't know. Maybe Otto might have just been playing a little bit of cat and mouse or whatever. Those boys get up there watching that. They get watching that big screen going into turn 1, so they know on how much they need to push. So with that being said, folks, at least be happy that you got super modified racing. Let's not bitch about every single goddamn thing. And by you saying, there's so many sons of bitches on there saying, I'm not going back again anymore. I'm done going off Oswego and watching that shit. You'll be the first son of a bitch crying when Oswego Speedway closes down. You'll be the first, oh, I miss Oswego Speedway. No. You know, because you were bad because of one race. Okay, one race pissed you off and you said you're not going back again. All right, so just remember that. You're not going to always hit a home run. But let me tell you something. Every time those cars push off, it's always a single. All right, so just remember that. Okay, because right now, my 2 local tracks back home in my home state of Ohio are closed. I got one track 8 miles down the road from me. I got another one 35 miles down the road from where I grew up at. Both of them gone. Done. They're not running shit boxes, taxi cabs, front-wheel drive. They ain't running anything. There's weeds growing up between the goddamn tracks now. So appreciate what you got and support what you got, okay? I'll take blame, all right? Maybe I wound up going and I made a post on there to go ahead and stir the pot because there were some people that were happy with it and said they understood. And there were some people that were pissed off about it. But it's my job to go ahead and get you guys talking about super modifieds, okay? So sorry, not sorry, you know? So be mad at me or not, you know, it is whatever it is. Let's see here. What's Ken got to say? Some guys will just slow down to be in the bottom 6. Okay, Ken. I buy that. I buy that. You know, but I guess it's one of those things though, too, is you don't tell them. You just don't tell them. You know, it's their sandbox, their rules. You know, you just don't tell them. Maybe change it up next time. You know, so hey, look, it's going to be a blind draw. Maybe we might go ahead and change it up or something like that. I don't know. Maybe just say, okay, next time, if you're the fastest guy out there, no matter what, you're going to start 12th, whether you like it or not. So, thanks, Al. Appreciate you, buddy. So with that being said, let's go ahead and get over some finishes here. We had Star 350 race. We had 5th place was James Wickham. 4th was Swanson. 3rd was Seitz. 2nd was Eddie Wickham. And 1st place was Jamie Timmons. So, yeah. I'm sorry, Bobby Timmons, not Jamie Timmons. My bad, folks. So, yeah, we had that was your top 5 at Star. And I just want to go ahead and thank you guys very much. I commented on there and say, hey, what's the top 5? I want to mention you guys, on the show. So they took good care of me. So I want to appreciate you guys very much. We had SBS in action. Holy shit, SBS. They should change your guys' division name to the Marathon Division. Why is it you guys cannot keep your shit together? Jesus, Lord have mercy. You guys are just, I don't know, tighten up. You guys are driving like a bunch of taxi cab drivers. I'm serious. So I hope this week you guys tighten up and get your shit together here. But with that being said, you had Rob Poland finishing 5th, CJ Crawford finishing 4th, Brian Hayes finishing 3rd, Cameron Rowe finishing 2nd, and Andy Jodway getting off the schneid and getting the win. Good for you, Andy. And I'm telling you guys right now, I will have Andy on as a guest this year. He has a crazy story that I think all you guys would be very intrigued to go ahead and listen to. So, Andy, if you're listening, you're watching, we will get you on the show this year. I promise you that. Then we had the 350 race. Boy, I tell you what, man, this division, they just can't get it to freaking grow. And now, you got Kyle Perry stuffing it in the wall. And I have to get a hold of Kyle, see what all happened on that one. But 5th place, you had Dave Cliff. 4th place, you had Jim Storrance. 3rd place, Mike Bruce. 2nd place, Robbie Worth. And 1st place, Talon Hawksby. Talon beating his brother to the finish line this year. First one for Talon for the Hawksby family. So Talon, congratulations. I'm sure dinner table is going to be real interesting for the rest of the week, talking about how you beat your brother's ass and then you beat Mike Bruce's ass too. So yeah. Let's see. So then you had the Oswego Supers. Talked a little bit about that. But 5th place was Tyler Schulich that took the big wing off. All right, Midwest people, took the big wing off, put the little wing on, came out, finished 5th. All right. Those cars can run with the Oswego cars. This guy's proving it right now. Him and Mike McVetter are proving it. 4th place was Logan Revels, which, by the way, is getting very, very impressive. I'm telling you guys right now, he could be a sleeper pick for a classic. Listen, I'm saying it right now. Could be a sleeper pick. All right. He's impressing me. He's starting to turn some heads. He even turned the heads of the 3rd place finisher, Michael Barnes. Michael Barnes had quite a few good things to go ahead and say about him in his post-race interview. And I was noticing it too. 2nd place was DJ Schulich. The shoe looking real good for this Wing Challenge Series thing. He's got a 1st place and a 2nd place right now. So it looks like it might be the Schulichs might be battling this thing out coming down towards the end. Which, how cool would that be for it to be Ohio 1-2? If we can get McVetter in there and get 1, 2, and 3, oh man. Oh, you New York people, you're not going to hear the end of that one. So yeah, I'll be playing the Ohio State fight song when that happens. And then you got 1st place, Otto Sitterly. Congratulations, Otto, and the whole race team. I know you guys had to persevere, go through a lot of shit, the week before, popping that motor, getting a new one in there, getting it out there, congratulations. You guys were really, really good. You guys look from the practice times I've seen and heat race and feature, the car looked like it was very maneuverable throughout the field. So congratulations to all our winners, all our top 5 finishers. I can't wait to go ahead and talk about you guys next week and who we're going to have. Look at that bright light right there. See that? It's Cooser. That's Cooser right there, folks. Right there at the tight end loose op clock. With that being said, let's go ahead and get to our guest. Ladies and gentlemen, this guy probably has one of, if not the number one or number two best all-time classic races in the history of the classic. He's won 13 features there at Oswego Speedway. He won the 01 Classic, the battle of battles between him and Greg Furlong. Folks, they call him the Zero Hero. He might be number 0 in your book, but he's number 1 in our hearts, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, put your hands together for the Zero Hero, Tim Snyder.
I'll see you in the morning.
Hey, thanks for the introduction.
Hey, no problem, Tim. The boys ain't being too loud there in the background, are they?
Yeah, I'm sitting back on the grandstands drinking some beers.
Uh-huh. Yeah, I know Upcraft isn't doing anything, so I ain't worried about him making any noise there. Yeah, wait. Is he looking at you right now?
I'm not sure where. I got them behind me.
I just seen a glare coming from out of
They're behind me.
I just seen a glare coming out of nowhere. I thought it might have been his bald head or something like that.
Could have been.
Yeah. So,
He's a little sweaty now, hot in the garage.
Hey, Tim, I just want to go ahead and say thank you for coming on. And, I know you guys are out busy working in the shop right now. What do you guys got going on there right now?
We're converting our Swiggle car to make it an ISMA car. We're leaving to Friday morning to go to Delaware.
Oh, man. So you guys are going
We
back
want to be like those Ohio guys and take the wing. Instead of taking the wing off, we're adding the wing to a car that's in a Swiggle car.
Congratulations. Congratulations.
Two,
yes.
We want to prove a point that you could do it both ways, just like those guys are doing.
Absolutely. In old Nico, he's getting a little bit better here with the wing and without the wing these days.
He's proven himself. He can do it. We give him the right car. He'll be all right. A little mistake this weekend on running into Tyler, but we had a good thing going.
Yeah.
Speed out of it.
What happened there? It seemed like he kind of wanted to put it in there, but he kind of didn't, but it was just too late. And did he knock the nose wing off or knock the toe out or something?
He just knocked the nose wing off. I'm not sure. Something was going on with Tyler for a lap or two, and he was going to go low into one. Yeah. And got in the back end of Tyler, bent up the nose wing, and then just came back in the pits on a green, went down 5 laps, replaced the wing, went back out, and you just rode around, getting some laps with the wing on.
Get him more seat time. That's it.
Yeah, we got to give him seat time. It's good. He did well. He's listening to what we're telling him to do, and he's giving us good feedback so we can make changes to the car.
I'm telling you right now, I'm going to go on record right now here, folks, right now. I'm going to say this. If he can catch the money one just right, if he can catch it just right, he's going to win a feature this year. You mark my words. There's been drivers that has done it. Camden Proud's done it. Lou, my boy, sweet motherfucking Lou LeVay, he's pulled it off. I'm telling you right now, I think your son Nick, he could be the next first-time winner there at Oswego. I could see it coming.
I think really that's our goal. That's our goal, but we'd like to do some good finishes with that wing on.
Absolutely. Well, let's do it this week. Let's start it off this week. All right, folks. So Tim, I've talked to you last couple of years, and we've gotten we've got to chum it up a little bit over the last couple of years and crack jokes with each other. Tim is a huge ball buster, which I love about him. But Tim, let's let everybody else out here in the super modified world know about you. When did you get into racing? As in, like, was you a child that got into racing? Was you a teenager, an adult? Like, how old were you when you went to your first race?
I think I was like 4 or 5 years old. I mean, for anybody in Oswego, we're like 3-4 blocks. I grew up 3 or 4 blocks from the Speedway.
Okay.
And Dad would take me. We would sit in the first turn for years. It was always a Hoffman hot dog and a chocolate milk. That was the goal. And if we didn't fall asleep, we got to go in the pits. A small world. He was Freddie Graves worked for a battery company, and my dad worked at Elcan at that point, and they became buddies because Dad had to buy batteries for the tow motors and stuff. So one thing led to another. That was our in with Freddie, and we got to know him, the whole family.
Gotcha. So was your dad a longtime race fan too, and brought you into it, or did he catch on to it late in life?
He was partly into it a little bit. His father played around with different things, different cars. They would tow cars to Burt into the dirt track. They do a little stuff here and there, but he was never into the actually turning wrenches and playing with the cars. He was more of a spectator. We turned him into a guy that tried to build body panels and and create some messes in the garage. There's some stories of him trying to do a fiberglass nose, and we had a snowstorm in the garage. So yeah, he tried whatever he could do to help out.
Yeah, well, that's cool, man. It really is. You know, when it's a family affair, it always makes it a lot more fun and a lot less tedious. You know, that's the way I look at it. Some people could be like, man, I want to kill my family members at the racetrack. So, yeah.
Well, I was my younger brother and I started the whole thing, and we started working together on different cars to learn. And we started the whole Snyder Racing team back in 90. Well, started building one in 91, 92. Took us a year or so to get it all together.
Hey, Moose, how you doing, buddy? Good to see you. Moose Kingsley's on, ladies and gentlemen. Omar Dawson's on here watching too. So, hey, good to see you guys come on here and support. So, just real quick before we get into this, hey, everybody, if you guys could, please go ahead and hit the like button on the show, Redline Radio. If you guys aren't following Redline Radio or Tight In Loose Out, please go ahead and go over to Tight In Loose Out. Follow that. Follow the show, Redline Radio. Go to clevelandscene.com, vote for Redline Radio to be the #1 radio station in Cleveland if you guys are also available for doing that. But please hit them like buttons, hit the mads, hit the loves, hit the whatever. I don't care. Just keep hitting those buttons on here, folks, because that right there gets the algorithm going and lets everybody go ahead and see what's going on in the super modified world. So I appreciate it. I see those loves and likes coming up. Thank you guys very much. I appreciate that. So with that being said, Tim, you're a kid, you got the Hoffman, you got the chocolate milk. When did you start wanting to go into the pits?
Oh, there's a great story. I used to mow lawns to get enough money to buy a pit pass.
Okay,
so I think I was 10, 11 years old. And I'd wear my white pants just like the guys in the grandstand selling tickets, selling the programs, try to fit in. I went down to the pit window, stood on my toes because they were pretty strict on how old you had to be in. I think I was 13. Bought a pit pass, made it through the little gate to go across turn 1, got as far as that, and I kind of shit myself like, holy cow, the size of the cars doubled in size from the grandstands. So my first weekend, that's as far as I got. I stayed there to the end of the feature, walked around, and then went home. So, and I think that was by myself. My dad didn't go that weekend. I was kind of on my own little adventure.
That was a ballsy move right there.
Yeah, well, everybody knows Jerry Rich. Jerry Rich has thrown me out of the pits a number of times for being too young. So I tried to avoid him for years. Once I saw him, who he was and what he was doing, he's always asking how old you were, who you're with. And if you couldn't answer the proper question, he booted you.
Really?
Oh, yeah. He was strict back when he was younger.
No kidding. Wow. I did not know that JR was like that.
Oh, yeah. We avoided JR for a while. But, yeah, I used to go around and just hang out and watch the drivers get in and out and just kind of stay away from everybody and not get too close to anything. But I was young. I was 13, 14.
So how old were you when JR finally started letting you go in there?
I think that's when we started working on cars. I started working on Timmy Nelson's car. He kept it over on Pollock Hill by Gozik's. And we'd go and clean body panels after school and put panels on and, learned a lot from those guys. The early ages, I think I was a freshman in high school. Was
that the multicolored car of Timmy Nelson's when you started?
Yeah, it was the pinkish car, pinkish purple. And then I went to the Jolt Cola car.
Yes.
And they taught us a lot about how to set a car up, how to maintain a car, and how to drink and keep the beer cold after a race Saturday night at a young age.
How old were you then?
I was probably 14.
Yeah. It's about the same for me too when I was that age. So yeah, I could tell some stories too about that. Yeah, if you're running around with the adults, you could have a couple, maybe more than that, and that's all I'll say about that. But the influences were definitely not the best.
My first trip to Sandusky was with the Nelson boys.
Okay,
that was a weekend to remember.
Oh boy, do you know around about what year was that?
81, 82.
Oh man. Okay. Yeah.
Back in the day. I mean, and I convinced my parents we'd go with the Nelsons and the Gozik guys. So they'd keep a good eye on it. My dad's friends with the Goziks and Eddie and all those guys. So they said, yeah, sure. Go ahead. Go 7 hours in a van. Where are you going to stay? So we had a good time.
Oh my goodness.
It was our first adventure, but we've been there many times after that.
That's like Kevin Jaycox always said when me and my buddy Sean Wilford, we wound up going with those guys back when we were like, 15, 16 years old. going all over the country, you know, with them. He said our parents should have been arrested for the shit. He's like, if they had any idea what the hell we were doing to you kids, you know, he's like, yeah, I said, you guys should have been arrested, but he goes, they had to let you go though. So yeah, for sure.
None of us got arrested. We got caught.
Yeah.
Could have got arrested. We all hid
Yeah.
pretty well.
Yep. That's the same thing. Yeah. So how long did you hang out with Tim Nelson for?
We're still buddies now, but 4 or 5 years. And, you know, he moved out on the Hall Road and we'd run for parts over to Freddie's at Graves Racing or at Jarrett's for parts for the race car. And I'd run in and, you know, at that point, Andy Graves was building a sprint car. And we'd sit there and bullshit and I'd, you know, go get a Heim or a brake pad or whatever I had to get. It'd take me 4 hours to come bring it back to the shop. And eventually I just started going out to the Graves shop and working with Andy and building a sprint car that actually Joe Gosick put an engine in it and we tried to go race it a few times. And there's an adventure with that one. But
where'd you guys go race at?
Canandaigua with the Empire Super Sprints. But we used a little parts store trailer. We took all the shelves out and put it in the back of the truck, you know, put the sprint car in the back of the truck. No one checked the ball on the trailer to the ball on the truck we were using because we had a borrowed truck. Well, we lost the trailer halfway there. It came unhooked, broke the chains. We pulled it back out of the ditch, went back to the shop, welded the chains back to the trailer, and off to the track we went.
Oh my God.
We met up with another guy, put it in his trailer, and we missed warm-ups and had some fuel leaks. That was our first adventure with a sprint car.
Bunch of asphalt guys trying to go dirt racing.
Yes, yeah.
Was that a 360 engine in there?
I think so. Whatever the rule was for,
Yeah,
I think he bought a Hutter engine. He had a good sprint car engine in there. Joe did at the time.
That's great.
So,
That's great. Yeah. Back to Timmy Nelson. My mom wanted to kill him one time when he came to High Miler. He always had that Jolt Cola with him. You know, you always had a cooler of that Jolt Cola. Go over there and get yourself a Jolt Cola. And I was already a hyper kid as it was, you know, and then I got that Jolt Cola in me. And boy, let me tell you something. My mom did not know what the hell was going on with me. And I explained to her, and she goes, I hate that guy. that damn pop is that'll rot your teeth out, you know? So yeah, I was, back in the 80s, that was something special. That was
100% sugar and 90% caffeine.
Yeah, no shit. Yeah. So folks, this is for you young kids out there that don't know any better. Jolt Cola was like the first energy drink that there ever was. You could probably clean out a carburetor with that shit. It was pretty lethal for sure. Tasted good though. I like the way it tasted. Yeah. But no. So you got with the Graves and you started hanging out with those boys. And let me tell you, folks, buckle up. This is a great, great story right here that Tim's going to get into. I did not know this. I just found out about this 2 weeks ago. I didn't know his involvement with the Graves as much as it is. So, Tim, go ahead, take it over.
Well, I don't know the exact year, 90. I was in college when we started this whole thing. And, you know, Andy and myself, Billy, my brother, a couple other guys were at the shop and we would be breaking out frames, Graves frames. We'd be cutting and welding, and we had a welder. Bob Bresnahan did all our welding for us. But we would be cutting, notching, and making sides and doing everything. And Freddie would show up and then, you know, look at what we were doing and say, all right, good, bad, whatever, change it. So I think in the time we were there, we built probably 35 supers, maybe more, from all over, from the guys that went out to, you know, the Ohio guys that had them, from Doug Sonnier. We worked on the Pat Abel, was probably one of the last ones before we built some stuff for Freddie and Andy and Ronnie. You know, and we did so well with different things that Freddie or Andy was invited to come to Sandusky when the sprint cars ran, and he did tires for a kid they called Jeff Gordon. And that led to him going to where he ended up in Indy and then out to NASCAR world, where we all had a choice. My younger brother, for example, worked on all the cars. He went to NASCAR, worked for Butch Mock, and worked for Dale Jr. was on the Budweiser team, changed tires, did all that stuff. So I stayed here because my goal or my life dream was to drive a Super.
Okay.
And I stayed, finished college, and started building a Super. And that's why we're here.
Yeah. So when you got into building the Supers, did you have one that, like, I know with the super late models down here, did you always have that one chassis that just always seemed to stand out more out of all the ones that you built? But obviously you built them all the same, off the same jig. Was there just that one that just seemed to just be a lot better than the rest of them?
I think they're, with stuff coming off the Graves table, they're almost all identical.
Mm-hmm.
It had to do with what the guys were bolting on them from engines and how they assembled them.
Right.
It's funny, you'd give a guy a setup sheet and he'd come in and it wasn't even close to what you gave him. Some of the good, Freddie always had a great car with Hebron in it, with Mike Ordway in it. Even with the Bellinger deal, that was a great, those teams were great teams because of the people who are involved. And then you look at the Pat Abel days when Pat came about. I think Pat, if we go back to his first Graves car, that might have been the heaviest car we ever built. And it was probably the fastest car. So those in the days, and I think we built 2 or 3 for Pat, and then he went and did his own stuff. So,
I still say to this day, the Coca-Cola car was the best looking Graves car that was ever made. I told Pat this, I think last year or the year before. I love that car. It just looks so friggin' beautiful. I love that car so much. Did you guys? Yeah. So you guys just pumped out the chassis. You guys didn't do the body work, or on some chassis, did you guys do the body work also?
Well, that's how it started. I was building bodies on the sprint car, and Freddie and Ron was like, "Hey, you're doing a pretty good job. Can you come over here?" And the first Graves car body I did was the light blue one that Hebron drove.
Oh, okay. The number one. Yeah.
The number one. And then we did the black limo, and then we started building them from there until in the middle of that time was when we decided, hey, we're going to do this ourselves. I think it was like 92, 93. We'd work in the garage with the guys, send them off on an ISMA race. Billy and I would stay back in the shop, and we'd whittle out a frame like we did it. And this was at Ronnie's garage in Clay.
Okay.
That took us probably a year and a half to get everything together financially. I was going through college. I just got a job. So it wasn't really, didn't have the finances to go jump right into it. And plus my goal was, work with the Graves guys. They were the best team out there. They knew what was going on. They knew how to build them, knew how to buy them. I worked in the shop, ordered parts, sold parts, did all the stuff that I had to do. And Freddie was a great mentor to tell us what to do. Ronnie was a great guy to maintain the guard. And we had a great time with Andy, all around, number of things between races, after races, during races. We have great stories.
You got any fun stories with Andy?
Andy left us and he worked with Hebron on the modified team. So we were back in the shop doing some things. There's always great, I don't know if it's good stories to tell or not, bad stories.
Go ahead.
With Andy's was always a great setup kid. He knew he was the wizard. I mean, I think Doug Hebron called him Smoothie because of the things he could do with the car and how to set it up and what to do. And I think that's why he made it to where he is in NASCAR. But trying to think of some good stories. We always had great things as a group of guys that worked on that car. There's some young guys that always hang around the Fraggle boys, Andy. There's a group of us that always raced hard and had a lot of fun after the races.
Right. So, you were building the cars and you were pitting them at various races too. I would imagine, like, Oswego and, wherever they might have would had you want to go to a race here or there. Is that about right? Yeah,
we would travel wherever they went. We would go, we rode in the back of the trailer one weekend to make it to Sandusky. There was 4 of us, Billy, Andy, and Andy's little brother. We were in the back of the 48-foot trailer, probably getting carbon monoxide poisoning, but we rode all the way, sitting in the race car, sitting on cots, sleeping in chairs. That was a long ride, but wherever the guys went, we would go with them. They would take us along. We were the little grunts at the time to do all the dirty work that no one of the older guys didn't want to do.
So what memorable win from your time with the Graves Racing, the historic, chassis builders and super modified racing, What win stands out the most as a crew member with those guys?
I always like the 10 to win race with Mike Ordway was a great win. Any of the races with Hebron driving it, because usually he had to put on a show to get to where you get up to the front. Anytime you want to race, it's a great accomplishment. So those races there, and then the game plan before races and getting the car ready for a race.
Yeah.
But they won some good races with the Hebron team and with the Ordway team. We had some fun times.
Was you with them during the Eddie B days?
That's when we started to spin off on our own. But yeah, we helped with the one of the frames. I made a deal with Ronnie. If we built the car, we would build a second one. So the guys were helping on the second frame as we built our frame in Ronnie's garage.
Okay. All right.
So I tried to pit next door to the O2 as much as possible whenever we were at the track. I had a little open trailer, a little pickup truck, a little Craftsman toolbox, nothing special like those guys had.
Right. So it's definitely one of those days during that time. And not many people know about this. And I was talking with Tim about it a couple weeks ago. But of all the wins that the Graves chassis has gotten through, all over the country, is up to Michigan and New England and Florida and everywhere, they've only won one classic their whole entire time. Well, they've won two classics, right? They won two with Eddie, right?
Yeah, I think so. Eddie B.
Yeah.
83 was his own car, but then he won after that.
Yeah,
right?
He won 83, 85, 88. Those were all his own cars. And then he won 95?
97, 95.
90. Yep, 95, because 96 was Didero, and I think he won 97 too. So I think that was his last classic. So yeah. Yeah. So it's just unbelievable that he's gone all that time, and Graves has only won two classics in all that time. Like, is there a favorite classic that sticks out in your mind? As a crew member, that was like heartbreaking, or just a good classic, or just anything that sticks out.
I think one of the first ones was when I worked with Timmy Nelson and we finished 5th. It was the year that we had to choose between Goodyear and Hoosiers. And Timmy ran Goodyears on the rear and Hoosiers on the front. It looked like it was doing a wheelie down the back straightaway. I think that might have been 83. We finished 5th, and that was one hell of a party. We had a great time. So
right.
That was the first memorable finish with those guys. And then my classic was probably the next memorable one, and then any win after that. But the problem with a win, you burn so many brain cells afterwards that you can't remember the win.
Yeah, I get it. Yep. Jim Koloka corrected me. It was 93, 94. Eddie B won. Muldoon won in 95. That is true. Yep. So I'm sorry. So, yep, I knew it was 94. I don't know why I thought it was 95, but yeah, he's right. So let's see here. So now we're into the point where now you're starting to dabble. You're bringing your own car to the track. So what was that like? You never driven anything else other than a super modified, correct?
I took Jay Andrews' dirt car out at Brewerton to pack down the mud one night. If that was my first drive in a race car, other than little go-karts playing around. But yeah, a super. It was like July of '93, and it by ungodly reasons, it was the 10 grand to win. Not that we were going there to win a race. It was just when we had it finished, and we brought the car to the track. And the first night we went out, fired it up. This throttle stuck going down the back straightaway. To me, it stuck. It scared the shit out of me. I shut it off, came back in, and we just didn't have the butterflies correct. And that we fixed that in a hurry. But that was my first night at the track. Was 93, 10 to win.
Did you make the show, or was there not running semis then anymore?
I made the show, but it was one of those back in the day. You took one lap, pulled it in.
Okay.
You didn't get the race. So we made the show and we were making the show right off the bat. I mean, there was a Conti. You had to run the Conti. You had to finish in the Conti to get into the show.
Right. So was that by design with Oswego? Like, okay, you're running, take the green and dump it in off of 4 after you get the green.
That was the rules back then as a rookie with no history and no nothing to go back on. So you had to do that 2 or 3 weeks till you got out of rookie warm-ups and ran some good laps and be competitive.
Gotcha. Okay. All right. Okay. And what's the purpose behind the 0 number?
That's a great story. The first number we had was the 11. We were the 11 in 93. We gave up the 11 and tried to figure out a number. Hello Tulip had the 0 prior. Billy, my younger brother, was his number in lacrosse was 0. He said, what the hell? We wanted a single digit, and we wanted the 11 because we were kind of copying the 1. So that was
okay.
We got the 0 by default because we wanted a single digit, and that was our goal, is 1 digit. And Billy's like, hey, let's just take this number now. It was my lacrosse number. I'm going to do it. So we signed up for the 0.
Well, I guess if you box in the top of the 11 and box in the bottom of the 11,
it's a
0.
It's 2 ones, yeah.
So, yeah.
But it was the year we had it. We had the 11. The Crusettis came back, and they started racing. And they came to me because Marty Crusetti raced the 11 for years, and they said, "Hey, any way we can get you to change your number?" And we've known the Crusettis forever, and we agreed. It wasn't a big deal at that point, so that's how we got the 0. We gave up the 11 and changed the 0.
That was nice of you. Did they buy you a right rear tire for doing that, or what?
Well, they bought some beers at the bar every once in a while. So
okay, then all right.
Payback went on for years.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. So, wound up pulling in after the feature. Did your 1 lap. What was it like? Just firing the car and just going out there for the first time and just feeling that raw horsepower. I always like to ask this question because, like, I got to do the 2-seater last year, and Otto just literally, he's trying to scare the shit out of me, which he has to go a lot faster than that. But he's coming down, pit road, the access pit road to get on the turn, get us off of turn 2. And like, when he opened that up, I'm like, holy shit. Like, this is what it feels like. It didn't scare me, but you could feel it, like, and it's exhilarating. It really is.
Back in the seat a little bit. Yeah,
it does.
It's an addiction that once you do it once, it just repeats after every lap after lap.
Absolutely. Did you have the old asshole pucker up moment there?
Of course, yeah. And back then we had steel walls. We didn't have any of the styrofoam at all.
That's true. So
if you did mess up, you're going to take a steel and learn how that doesn't give.
Yeah, I mean, I remember going back there in those days, seeing them bright silver walls there in the corners. It's just, I remember my dad telling me, he goes, son, they don't got concrete walls here. They got steel walls, and these steel walls do not. How do you say that? They don't mess around. So,
we tested the seatbelts many times.
Absolutely. So, wind up going. How'd your rookie season go? How'd the rest of that season go? You came out in July. How'd the rest of the season go for you?
We did all right. We actually ran Classic. We finished 13th in the Classic. We qualified for the Classics with a B main, or one of the B main that year.
So you won the B main?
No. We didn't win. We just qualified. So
you did it through the heat race then?
No, it was the B main. We had to finish top 4. I think they were taking at one point in the B main. It wasn't always just the winner.
Oh, was it? Because I thought it was the winner.
Maybe it was a heat race. I don't remember.
It had to be a heat race, yeah.
I just remember that Billy would tell me how many cars I had to pass to qualify. Mm-hmm. And we had to pass Gary Evans, and we had to pass Roger Clark, which is one of our crew members here, to make the last bit. And I had to pass Roger, and I think I dumped it in pretty hard in the 3 to get the spot. But we were the last. It had to be a heat race.
Yeah,
we started the race, and the goal was to run 200 laps. We ran 200 laps. I don't know if we had to come in for fuel or whatever, but we finished. That's all our goal was.
That's great. So, did you have to go up against any rookies that year?
Yeah, Mike Ioso. Yeah. Yeah, he was the rookie. He was like my age now, but he was the rookie. So we didn't become rookie of the year. We were the Eagles rookie of the year, but didn't do by the points. He beat us just a little bit because we weren't there the full year.
Right. That's
good. We ran too many races to qualify for rookie of the next year.
Yeah. So that was, what year was that?
That was 93.
That was 93. So 94 comes rolling around, winter time. You got the car apart, got it back together again. You're getting ready to go ahead and come on out for opening day, I would imagine.
We went to an ISMA race. We were going to go ISMA racing. We put a wing on and went to a Wigo.
Oh, yeah.
Opening day, and we blew the oil pressure line from the back of the motor to the gauge. Oil went all over the place. I took the steering wheel off. At that point, I had a pin steering wheel, not a click, not a spring operated one, and I lost the pin. They plugged the oil with a pair of vice grips, said just go out, don't worry about the gauge, just go. And I never put the pin back in because I dropped it. Went out 3 or 4 laps, pulled the steering wheel off and shit myself going down the front straightaway, and then started putting around. We didn't qualify for that race. We parked. Shit. Yeah, that was our first experience but that was with back then you did all that. You raced a Swiggle and you put a wing on it and you went.
I remember that race very, very well. And the only reason why I remember that race, it was opening day for ISMA that year, correct? It was in April.
Yep.
So I was working on the Fisher Jaycox car. We had our opening day on Saturday night. Owego was a Sunday afternoon, right?
No, I think it was I don't know. No, it was by itself one Saturday night.
I thought it was a Sunday afternoon race. Yeah.
I'm not positive. It goes too far back. I don't remember.
I
remember that the trip there and the trip back, because that's another story.
I remember us wrecking in the feature. We had to change the front axle, get the car loaded up. We went to Fisher's. We all took a shower, had a line down the hallway, like 5 or 6 of us. All had to take a shower. We get into the truck. I think we wound up leaving around 2:00 in the morning. And the rule of thumb is, and if you guys have watched the show, I've said it 100 times, but if you sat in the front seat of the truck, you could not go to sleep on the driver. And I remember staying awake the whole time. And it's like a 4.5 hour, 5 hour drive for us because it's just outside of Buffalo. And I remember going there, and as soon as we pull outside the racetrack there, I was just like, I got to go to sleep. And I slept for like 3 hours, and somebody come dicking around with me. And Kevin Jaycox says, you leave that kid alone. He's like, he stayed up the whole time, kept me awake. You leave that kid alone right now. So I'll never forget that one. But it was those are the good old days, Tim. That's when you used to take the wing off, put the wing on, and just go race. So
we were borrowing trailers, borrowing trucks to get to these tracks. So
were you really?
We borrowed a trailer from Pat Strong. We loaded it up, went down there. And on the way out of the track, we broke a shackle off the spring. So we were dragging the trailer wheel onto one of the wheel wells.
Oh, my goodness.
Pulled off in the side of the road, trying to figure it out. An old man came out of the house and said, hey, can I help? I'm like, yeah, we need a welder. Well, I got a welder, but I had no power to weld it. So Billy, my brother, says, do you have a stove? He goes, what do you mean? You have electric stove? Yeah. Where is it? Right inside the house, right here. Do you have any? Let's see what kind of cord you have on this welder. So we moved his stove out, plugged the welder in, and fixed the guy's side yard, and then made it home.
Yeah, ingenuity at its finest, folks.
I think we might have to put the car on backwards, so it was the other side of the engine was on the other side of the trailer.
Yeah, to take all the weight off the left side, put it on the right side of the trailer. Yeah, that had to be a bitch loading up a super modified backwards.
Well, the funny thing, my first Hawk car, we had to put it in backwards every weekend because I didn't have ramps in the trailer.
Oh, you didn't have ramp overs? Yeah.
So when I had the Hawk car, we spun that sucker around it made it easy getting it out when we got to the garage, but putting it in was a pain in the ass.
Oh my God, it had to be a bitch. It had to be a real bitch. Yeah.
We smartened up and put some wheels, over the wheel well ramps.
So when did you start feeling like, you started figuring it out? Like he's 94, he's doing the wing thing. You were always like, I remember, in my younger days, you were like a mid packer, sometimes you show some glimpses of running up towards the front, and some other weeks, just it's racing, nothing against you, but it's just the way it goes. But you started figuring it out more towards, the mid to late 90s. Did it click in your head, or is it just you guys started figuring out the car more?
A little bit of both. At as a driver owner, you know how much money you dump in the thing. I have panels here in the garage from the first couple of years of racing. So the first part of every year, you're strapped because you just spent every dime you had to put the car back together with some good stuff. So as the years went on, I accumulated enough spares that I said, screw it. If I'm wrecking it, we'll fix it. So it just kind of pushed the limits a little bit harder and took chances. And that's kind of what we did. You know, then you had crew guys that helped out. Dave Ioso off the 27, he came along and he was a great asset. And I had some great crew guys that maintained it. So what guys don't realize is in order for me to afford the race, I had to move to different parts of the country with jobs with the same company, but as a salesman. So I lived in Virginia and drove back to here every weekend. And then we moved to New Hampshire. And for 18 years, we drove from New Hampshire back to Oswego every Friday night.
I wanted you to get into that because we talked about that at Classic a couple years ago. And, you know, the miles that you put on that truck, just driving back and forth and like relying on your crew to get this car done. Get into that, please, if you could.
Well, no. So I took a job in Pennsylvania, which wasn't too bad, as an entry-level salesman for Tenneco Automotive, which I sold Monroe Shocks and Walker. Monroe Shocks at that point, we haven't merged with Walker. In order to get a better paying position, I need to find a different market with higher volume. So I moved to Massachusetts, and then I kicked over to Virginia. So I was driving 6 hours from Northern Virginia, Washington, D.C. For a number of years when we started having kids, just to pay for the race car. So just to have enough money to pay for the race car. There's other things involved too. So my poor wife put up it forever. I mean, I met her in college. She knew I played hockey and she knew I played with the race cars. So she, in the beginning, came to all the races and was my big supporter. She came to the garage at Graves Racing. She actually helped paint the garage one winter up on scaffolding with us. But she supported us. And then we started having kids. And I would give her the weekend off. I would take Nick as a 6-month, 8-month-old to come to the races, and grandma and my sister would watch him. But we would travel all over the place to get back here to Oswego. They offered me a position to move to New Hampshire. And I'm like, you know, all these guys from New Hampshire would come to Oswego all the time. You know, Russ Wood, you can name a Bentley, all those guys would, I'm like, it's got to be a lot closer than Virginia. So I moved. Didn't worry about how far, where I'm going to find. I found a place in the Lakes region in Tilton, New Hampshire, Northfield, New Hampshire. And until the first week I drove from New Hampshire to Oswego, it was like identical distance from my house in Virginia. I didn't move any closer. I was on a big circle right on the edge, 365 miles one way. But we did that. And the guys I talked to the guys nightly. They would do the maintenance and do all that stuff. And the guys that were here at the time, they knew what was going on, and they'd set the car up and do what we needed to do and go to the track. We were somewhat successful with that.
So with all that going on, whose shop was you working out of during those times? Because obviously you're buying a house up there, correct? Or was you renting a house up there?
Well, that's another thing my wife kills me on, because I bought a garage before any kind of house. We're on 10th and a half Street by Fitzhugh Park. I grew up on 10th and Cayuga, a brick house. Our neighbor, Bradford's had a little dispute between the husband and wife. He built the garage. He ended up with the garage. She ended up with the house. I bought the garage from Sammy, which kind of touches my dad's old property. And we've been here for 30 some years here in Oswego. So we had the shop here before I owned a house. My wife's not too happy with that, but it's still here. And we've kind of outgrown it. We need to put an extension on the back.
Nothing like putting a cart in front of the horse, huh?
Yeah. She bought into the program. They told her never to date a hockey player, and then when the hockey player is a race car driver, then she knew she was in deep shit. But even worse. we had fun in those the early days. We had some great times. I mean, Potter's Pub was the home of Snyder Racing, and go back to original. And we, growing up as a 6-year-old, 7-year-old, sitting in grandstands. Mike Potter, the owner of Potter's Pub, would sit in the same area. And every Saturday night, we all became friends. The Bond boys sat in the same area. You know, the Van Holtz, all those guys were in the same, right there in the first turn in front of the little door. So when we started racing, we would go to Potter's as the home of Snyder Racing. So every Saturday night, we'd fill the bar and have a great time.
Gotcha. That's great. That's a great story right there. So that being said, as I was saying, you started progressing your way up and you started making some moves here. We're not going to get to 2001 just yet. So let's go with 2000. How'd your classic go in 2000? How'd your year go in 2000?
I got to remember the night. I think is that the fire year?
Yes. Yes.
All right. I thought you were getting to that. That was,
yeah.
That was 98, 99. He says 99 was the fire.
99. Yeah.
So we were running some good runs, good start, be consistent, wait for the car to come in type of thing. Go as hard as you can. We started figuring that, and we had a leaf spring car, which is an old Graves setup.
Oh yeah.
So in 99, actually before 99, I think it was 97, 98, 99, lap 17 of the classic kicked our ass. We could never get past lap 17. So in 99 went into turn 3. I started mid-pack. Dave McKnight blew a motor and just laid oil down, and we were just slipping and sliding. I got in the back of Schulich, and I don't know if my bumper split his fuel cell, but we all slid into the wall. I could see I went up high in the air. I'm just thinking, pray to God, come down on all fours. I came down on all fours, looked around, and you could see the fire I jumped out. Danny Sewell was behind me. He was pissed, and, we're all pissed. It's the classic, lap 17. So we started jumping around because the fire was coming out. The fire guys, Schulich was still in his car on sideways. He couldn't find his glasses. We were trying to get him out. He was worried about his glasses, more about getting out until he knew it was a fire.
Right.
But yeah,
right.
That was an experience. Half my car got burnt. The front half stayed in the fire and just toasted everything.
How bad did it ruin the car?
I think it might have helped it because I think that's the car we won the classic with. Might have just made the map just perfect.
I was going to say, got a little heat treat to it, didn't it?
Heat treat on the left front. But it melted down all the rubber. Everything was rubber. It was toast.
Oh, mercy. Lord. Yeah. So let's get to the 2001 Classic. We only got about 15 more minutes here. So I definitely want to talk about the 2001 Classic for sure. Like I said, it's probably right up there with the Eddie B 83 Classic, the battle. 2001, where'd you qualify at? Do you remember?
Eighth.
Yep. Okay, so very respectable then. Top 10,
Yeah, we did well qualifying, but I got to give you the backstory behind that. I didn't run a race at all.
I was going to get into that, but go right ahead.
So I didn't win a race, and I promised my wife at this time that, hey, I'm a field filler. Fuck this. I'm done. I've spent enough money racing. If I don't win a race, I'm retired. I'll give it up. Promise. One of those things. So Friday night, I don't know what was racing Friday night, but we didn't race. Or Saturday night, we didn't race. And one of her friends was getting married. So I said, hey, I'll go to the wedding with you and reception and kind of stay away from the garage. So I did that. And at the reception, everybody kept giving me beers. Hey, good luck tomorrow. Good luck. And I got toasted. I was just a mess, to the point, to me, it's like, I'm done. My last race. Who cares? I'm done. I qualified well. I'll just go around there and ride. So I went to the track. I was so hungover. I went to Mike Ordway because he was right ahead of me. I'm like, Mike, I'm good with finishing second. I'm just going to follow you. And he's joking me. Okay, you follow me. Stay right behind me. So that was my goal all night, was to stay behind Ordway. And he was in the 61.
Okay.
I'll be happy. He'd move a spot. I'd move a spot. I'm like, this is going good. And back then, the board had only 5 spots. The old, the 0 was in 5th. I was more amazed. Yeah. 0 was in 5th, hungover, can't wait till this is over. And then every once in a while, I'm in 4th. I'm in 3rd. And Furlong was the guy to beat. He would come out of nowhere. And I didn't know where he was on the track, but he was coming because that's just how he raced.
Mm-hmm.
I think I was in 3rd, and I saw Furlong jump into 5th. And I'm like, oh, shit, here he comes. So I'm following 61, and I'm just going to run where he runs, and I'm going to finish second. I'm happy with that. Second, my career will be over with, sell everything off, and go on to whatever, buy a boat. Well, come out of 2, Mike moves over. He runs out of fuel. I shit myself. I don't know what lap it was in the 170s, maybe. And I'm leading the classic. I was more amazed at looking at the zero on the board, like, holy shit, I'm leading the class. And then, we get to the same lap cars, and times back then you were running 17 sevens, 5s, not like we're doing now. And I went through 1 and 2 L lap cars. I had to slide up to get around them. And next thing I know, the 72 sticks his nose in, and we run side by side down the back straightaway. He makes a hard right. I had to check up, or we were both wrecking. I'm like, all right, that was a $10,000 pass. This is kind of getting serious. Let's do something about this. So I started just getting my rhythm back. In the same group of lap cars we got to, Greg went where I went where he went. He slid up. I kind of hit nerf bar to nerf bar. And that was lap 197. And I held my breath for the rest. And you could tell that, everybody's telling me how far he was behind me, and he was a mess because he was trying so hard to try to catch up. And
oh yeah, he was overdriving the shit out of that car to try to catch you.
He was so we ended up to win.
Yep.
And then my wife thought I did it on purpose.
So that last lap, you see the white flag, right? Are you seeing the white flag? Are you paying attention? Are you watching the lap counter? You seeing, okay, it's 199. Here we go. Like,
yeah.
You said you held your breath, but I mean, are you hearing the creaks and the spooks and is the wheel going to fall off? Like,
I think at that point it was complete silence. You didn't hear anything. It was like nothing going on other than see that guy, Bernie running the flag.
Yep. Good Lord, man.
I saw all the guys jumping up and down. Tommy Consone, they put a guy between 3 and 4 for the Classic, and he was jumping up and down as a safety guy.
Yeah.
As a flag guy. So we went on. Yeah, I was amazed. I was shocked.
Goosebumps. Sir.
Yeah, it was a great, and I like the Classic because it's not a dash like it has been. It's a race. You got to think about it. You got to have fuel mileage. You got to save your tires. You got to save your equipment. Can't put it side by side. You got to do a lot of different things. That 200 laps is a long time.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what I tell everybody. The Classic. It's a chess match. It's not a sprint. It's a marathon. Just because you're there at lap 50 doesn't mean you're going to be there at lap 150. So it's just a lot of things. A lot of stupid things happen. Like I can't tell you how many Classics I've gone to where 2 cent, 5 cent, 10 cent parts have taken guys out of the race that were running in the top 3, things that you just take for granted, just those stupid little things, like Otto last year, like a little 5 cent check valve on the fuel, cost him, running out of fuel for the Classic. So it's just one of those stupid things, but yeah.
A couple years ago, we were running second to Mike Muldoon in, the brass piece and the split axle broke, which broke the axle, and I went straight in the wall in 3, like lap 133, 140, which we were running good. We were just riding, and that was the end of our night.
That was like your last like really great Classic run, wasn't that the one where the axle broke?
Yeah. We started. I don't know where we qualified. We qualified in the back, and I had to pass a few cars to get to the front. But when I got to turn 1, everybody got on the off ramp, and they all went low, and my car just wanted to go high, and it just 2 or 3 cars at a time. Not that I was pushing it there. It was just like, this is way too easy. Mm-hmm. And next thing I know, I was passing Otto and I was passing Chulik. I'm like, all right, let's ride to lap 100 and let's try to get halfway money. And somewhere around there, the steering started vibrating, getting stiff. I felt something going wrong. So I started counting backwards where I needed to be. All right, 170 more laps. Hold on to this son of a bitch. And I knew something was going to happen. I just hoped it lasted 200 laps, and it didn't.
Yeah.
I think lap 100, we went to a yellow and then a restart. And I had to get Mike anything in traffic. I couldn't get him in open track. So
folks, I don't know if you guys caught this or not, but his first ever feature win at Oswego was the 01 Classic. You guys can go ahead and get that in your heads right now. This guy was ready to retire. Hang it all up. I mean, he's been already doing it now by that time by, what was it, maybe 10 years, 7 years or so? You were already behind the wheel by that time?
Yeah. I think I had a couple good finishes behind Furlong, a 10 to win, behind a couple other 10 to wins. I finished second. A couple years finished second in the points. We did well at the points at times.
So in 02, you had a good Classic run too, didn't you?
We had a number of runs where we did
Yeah.
well in Classic. We were finishing in the top 3 or 4 for like 3 or 4 years.
Yes, I
And
remember
I was
that.
just
Yeah.
being consistent in biding time, and when somebody else made a mistake, capitalize on it.
So Scott Hoyt, great question. Are Snyder and Hamilton the only drivers to have their first Oswego win be the Classic? I'm going to say there's going to be some guys back in the 60s, maybe modern era. I'm going to say yes, but I think there's a lot of like when the Michigan Invaders came in, Benson.
Yeah, Benson. I think Benson won the Classic. That was his first.
Yeah, I think Benson might be one, and there might be a few other ones out there. But yeah, there might be only a handful of them. But modern era, I'm going to say it's going to probably be Snyder and Hamilton, their first ones to ever win their Classic as their first feature win at Oswego, which is freaking phenomenal. You know,
Well, it was never planned that way. We wanted to win every race.
Well, I think we all know that. You're not going there to run mid pack, but that's just the way it all happened. That's the way the cards fell. So that's the great thing about it.
I've tried to get toasted on a Friday night and go to the track hungover. It doesn't work. That wasn't the answer.
I was going to get into that type of stuff too. So, but no. So you wound up going and had quite a few good runs. Let's fast forward a little bit. How did Nick come around to getting Nick in the car? We only got about 10 minutes, so we'll have to shorten this up, and we'll let Nick, when I bring him on the show, Classic time, I'm going to try to get Nick to come up there to Lighthouse Lanes and sit him down for a few minutes.
Nick was always a pain in the ass. He's been around to drive the car when he was 12. We put him in go-karts for a while. He did well with the go-karts. Went about a new go-kart, finished second in the Classic. We blew a tire out there for the go-kart Classic weekend for him. And then we just got too busy with the big car, so we stopped doing the go-karts. He's big into hockey, so he was traveling and playing junior hockeys all over the place. So he wasn't really at the races anymore. He was in Boston or wherever, Pennsylvania, Philadelphia, you name it. He was playing hockey 12 months a year. So my wife came to me. We were building a new car. We wanted to build our own car. Now we lived in New York. We're going to go back and we're going to build a Snyder car, which is sitting right behind me. And we wanted to run. So we kind of talked, and Nick made a comment to Mom that Dad has 2 cars now, which Mom doesn't always know what we do in the garage. So now the cat's out of the bag. We have 2 cars. Mm-hmm. So on a walk one night with the dog, she asked me, how do we keep Nick in Syracuse or Oswego this summer? Jokingly, I said, let him drive one of the cars. What do you mean? I said, well, we're almost finished with the second car. We'll put the old motor in the car and let him tool around in the car for a year. We'll bring 2 cars, do commitment. It'll pay for itself. He'll use my stuff. So about a week later, Nick called me. Hey, I get to drive the car. Mom said it's good to go. And I'm like, what? Jokingly, I didn't think my wife would let it happen. So walking the dog again, I said, what did you tell Nick? Well, yeah, I told him he can drive the second race car. You said you had 2, but there's rules. It can't take up any more time of your time, and you can't spend any more money. It's got to be neutral. I'm like, no, that doesn't work. It's twice as much work. It's twice as much money.
Right.
So one thing led to another, and doing 2 cars is just, unless you have 2 shops, 2 everything, was an undertaking because one car ended up missing something, and then both cars were running like shit. So last year we decided let's run 1 car, and we put Nick in 1 car. And this weekend would be the first anniversary of him starting his full year, which was Delaware. And we got stuck in the mud, which was a cluster, going to Delaware last year in Lancaster. And when we got there, the motor shit the bed. So we had to pull the Jimmy D motor and give it back to Jimmy. And we used the little motor that could. And we just didn't have a motor for him, which you gotta have some power.
Mm-hmm.
So Classic weekend, we finally got the motor back from Jimmy last year. Nick ran a good Classic, did well.
Hell yes, he did.
We went this year. We did some work with Joey Hawksby and got the car going. And Nick's, this is last weekend was the first weekend with the non-wing. He did well with the wing, and he did well non-wing car. So
yep,
we'll see what he does this weekend. But yeah, he's a good, I coached him in hockey for 16, 18 years as a coach. He's a good player that listens to the coaches and listens to what you say and understands it. And he's talked to everybody up and down the pits. Otto's giving him direction and guidance. Schulich, even Tyler Schulich and him are good friends. They talked after the race. Nick made a mistake with the wing, ran into him. So he fessed up to him and said, "Hey, that was my fault. I'm sorry." But he's got a good relationship, and he'd rather run with the wing guys right now because it's so much fun. He enjoys it.
Is it because of the camaraderie with the wing guys compared to the Oswego guys?
The Oswego guys are good. Everything's good. It's just it's a different atmosphere, and you get to travel for a different track. I ran at Oswego for 30 some years, and I could probably put a blindfold on and get used to the rhythm and go around the track, which then you put a wing on it. You got to drive those things deep. Going outside to a different track every once in a while just helps your confidence in the car and what the car can do. Absolutely. But yeah, the camaraderie, the guys are we're all race car guys. We're all race car owners. We're drivers. I know you like to say Ohio and New York, and I don't think in the pits it even exists anymore like it used to. Oh. We just help each other out, and it's a good we all talk, we all drink beer afterwards, and it's a good group of owners and drivers on both sides.
It might not be the same for the drivers as it once was, 30 years ago, but I know for the fans. On the fan side, it's still a rivalry amongst us. I don't know, maybe I'm keeping it alive. I know Upcraft is over there. He gives me shit all the time. Yeah, I know Upcraft. If you can hear me, the shit you give me about a New York guy beating an Ohio guy. So I don't want to hear it, So,
who?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. See what I'm saying? I've been hearing it for almost 40 years now. So,
I think he wears a Michigan colors just because of that. Ohio.
Yeah,
Michigan.
Yeah. He probably would too. That prick. Yeah. So, but no, for sure. Just let me just ask you a couple quick questions, and we're already all caught up. Do you have any superstitions, any race day superstitions?
Oh God, I got all of them. Green
do you really?
Underwear, what's that?
Pass them on to me.
I passed it on my son. He just said, but yeah, you got to put the right shoe on the right time. You got to put everything. It's a hockey thing. I played hockey all the way through college. So it's the same thing with hockey. You always got dressed the same way. You did the same thing. We drive the truck and trailer to the same way to the track. It's only 4 freaking city blocks. And every once in a while, we'll try something different. If we run good, we'll go that direction.
Right.
So we've tried different things, even picking tires now. We're doing some stupid shit, picking tires on the numbers. I don't know. Should I let Nick explain his first pick?
Yeah, we'll save that for another time. Yeah.
So we're superstition. I mean, no green in the pits, no peanuts in the pits. Got to get in. Danny Sewell said one night that your problem is you're getting in on the right side. You got to come over to the left side and get in the car. So I never ever got in on the right side anymore. It's been off the left rear and in.
Really? Wow.
So just stuff like that. But yeah, we're all superstitious. Same underwear, same gloves, same stuff, you name it.
I get it. So another question I like to ask everybody, favorite snack? Like, do you have that snack at your house? It's always like your snack, like, nobody better never touch it. And it's always in the cupboard for you.
Look at the size of me. I ballooned up here in the last 8 years. Whoa. So snack, anything related to the snack or the snack cupboard, I mean, it's all good to go. So lately the dog and I are on the Oreo kick. The dog likes the white filling and I eat the chocolate cover. Yeah. So I'll get back from the garage at 11, 12 o'clock and the dog will be waiting for me for a snack. So
nobody's calling you fat, Tim. Okay. Nobody's calling you fat.
I can call myself fat.
It's right. You call yourself fat. I'm not calling you fat.
I'm on a strict diet because the last time I did a diet, I think I finished 3rd in the classic.
Yeah. Hey, so with that being said, is there another car going to come out? Maybe Tim's going to get back behind the wheel again? Like, what's going on with that?
We have the Snyder car behind us, and right here is a block. And over here is heads and pistons. We just got to assemble another motor.
Okay.
We have enough parts. I mean, the last couple of weekends, we've been sealed some parts off because the front ends are identical. Control arms, all that stuff. The car is pretty much a Snyder chassis, but I used a lot of the Grave stuff and a lot of the Hawk stuff mixed together, wheelbase and stuff. But yeah, we have a second car. It's just people. People, it's not about money. It's about people, getting the right people to help set it up and keep both cars running. I mean, I'm going to give Nick, our goal for Nick is to become Rookie of the Year for ISMA this year. And that's what we're going to work on.
Okay, that's cool. That's cool. So Brian pretty much asked the same question I just did. Will both cars hit the track this year, though?
Well, being the 75th anniversary for Oswego Speedway, we'd like to put both cars on the track for Classic Weekend.
Ooh,
We just have to get it.
Folks?
I got it. I'm not going to put a car out there with a motor that can't. I need to get a good engine program for the second one, and I have enough to put almost two together. So, but I got a good set of heads.
So what number will the second car be?
Second 0.
So 00?
No, Nick was always, we made the second car the 20, which was 2-0 second 0.
Yeah.
That was his hockey number, and that's kind of how we got to his number. But I don't know. To me, numbers are great, but numbers aren't really. It could go without a number the way they.
Well, you're Mr. Superstitious, though, so I figure that's why you like what number you're going to go with.
Well, number-wise, it doesn't make a difference. I don't care.
Okay.
I mean,
numbers
I'm
not
not
superstitious
when it comes to that. That's fine as long as the car. I want my cars to look good.
Yeah.
My thinking is if car looks good, it runs good.
Right. Look good, feel good, run good. I get you.
Right.
Man.
Everything's there.
So. Yep. So, well, Tim, I just want to say thank you so much for coming on here and just sharing some good bench racing stories. I know I've heard them a couple times, and I've said literally to you, Mike, I just had a show with you right now. Like even at the bowling alley, I turned to Andy Upcraft, and he's like, you really got to give him on the show. I'm like, he's coming on the show. Like I'm telling you right now, he's coming on the show. Like just let me get through the few guests that I got. Andy knew this for a while that you were coming on. So, and if he kept it quiet, then good for him. But
we're at the bowling alley every Saturday night. We've been there since it opened.
Yeah.
And Nicholas and Alexa have been at the bowling. We sit in the same place at the end of lane 22 across from the window to get beers.
Gotcha.
So if anybody wants to come and talk racing or go back to some history, we're there to talk. We have fun. Our goal in life at the racetrack is have fun, regardless of our finishes. And last year we sucked. And I think my bar bill was the highest in the last 30 years was all last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, we like to have fun. We try to have as much fun as possible. When it's a shitty night, we just go down and soak
have
our
more fun
and have some beers.
Yep, have more fun.
Yeah.
So with that being said, folks, your 2001 Budweiser International Classic winner. Thank you very much, Tim Snyder.
Thanks for having me, Willie. Appreciate it.
Thank you. Yep, thank you. Well, folks, with that being said, I just want to go ahead and touch on something real quick before I sign off. I received the news a few days ago about a good friend of mine, Jerry Rich, as everybody calls him, JR. I first met JR, I want to say I was maybe 15 years old, 14 years old, somewhere around here like that. He was one of the ISMA pit stewards there at Sandusky Speedway when ISMA came down for High Miler. And I got to meet good old JR. And that's a friendship that's been going on since then. I'll be 50 here in a couple weeks. And literally, I'm not kidding you. Every time I've seen that guy, he's always given me a hug. Came up to Oswego this year, got to see him. And you know what? It was just good to see him. And I'm so glad. And I'm not going to get emotional about this. And though that I want to, folks, JR is a staple of Oswego Speedway. All right. There's many reasons why I go to Oswego, and he's definitely one of them. When I come into the pits, I want to see JR and talk with him and just have a great conversation with and have a beer with JR. So with that being said, folks, you know what? If you guys are sitting at home, or even when you guys get to the racetrack on Saturday, when the racing's over with, go ahead and toast good old JR. He's been there, a staple of that racetrack for over 50 years. And for him not to be there anymore working, it's sad. And it's a part of my childhood and my life of him not being there anymore. And I'm going to miss him. I'm going to miss him dearly. So with that being said, JR, I love you. And for all you people getting on here watching, Dave pulled it up. Dave, pull it up one more time. www.clevelandscene.com. Get on there. Vote for Redline Radio, let it be the number one radio station there in Cleveland. Make sure, folks, please like and love the show. Please like and love, share the show if you guys could, please. Like Redline Radio, follow Redline Radio, like Tight End Loose Out, follow Tight End Loose Out. I appreciate you guys so much for going ahead and coming in here and sitting down with me and let me bench race with friends. I really do appreciate that. And like I tell you guys every single week, I love you. I do. I love you guys from the bottom of my heart. And thank you guys for coming on. And with that being said, time for me to tip the bellboy. Check out. I'll see you guys next week. You guys.
Redline Network introduces our newest partnership, Outlaw Light. Outlaw is crafted for all of the beer drinking patrons of America. They aren't preaching or teaching. Their mission, plain and simple, to provide a high quality beer at an affordable price. Outlaw is crisp, crushable, refreshing. Available by the case, tall boys, 16-ounce 6-packs or singles. Go to outlawbeer.com to find the nearest can or tavern near you. The Redline Network proudly raises their cans to you. Stay bold, Outlaw.